family. Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax so we can get into this queen chat. I'm Monique Loveless. Queens, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
What's up? My name is TK Trinidad.
And we are talking about reaching success today, which is super dope. I feel like I'm excited about every episode that we have. So I should probably stop saying that. But what is y'all's definition of success?
That's a good question.
I know. Like, I feel like you defined your own definition of success. So I could tell you what I want from my life as success, but I don't think I can define anybody else's definition of success.
Yes.
So I'll just say that.
No, that's a great answer because I was literally going to say, I think it's what you make it and what you define your own success story because everyone's success story looks different. Everybody's trajectory is different. So I think it's if you have a goal and you have a plan and you can follow that for yourself, I think that's what success, like you said, Monique, I think it's what you make it.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe like a year ago, it would have definitely been certain things. But now, the sentence, the pursuit of happiness, really resonates with me, where it's just like, you could be trying to go towards all these things, which is fine, but are you happy during the journey? Because our moment in life is just so small. And are the people around you happy as well? So to me, that's my definition of success, that like every day I wake up, like I'm truly happy, even down to this whole dating thing was a whole nother issue. Like I'm truly happy with the experiences that I'm experiencing right now. And I feel like I've just upped it another level. And that's definitely success to me.
What does reaching your version of, I guess, TK, you just answered that. What does reaching your version of success look and feel like?
For me, it's just like reaching the goals and the dreams that I've always had. Like I know, we all talk about this. I'm an entertainment journalist, on air host. So success for me is finally doing something that I love, getting paid for something that I absolutely love to do. I work in production, but I don't love it. So being successful will be me finally getting that paid hosting gig and talking about things that I love to do on a daily basis. That's when I know that I'm successful for me because I know I'll be happy. Whether it's like, it doesn't have to be the highest paid job or not even a known company, but just being in that bubble, that circle for me. And, that's success because that's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, and talk about music and TV and pop culture, but being paid for it and making that my career and that be the only hustle that I have. And I don't have to do 5 or 6 hustles to get to where I want to be. So that's success for me. And being happy and making sure my mom is good. Like that's when I know that I've made it, when I can like call my friends and be like, yo, we out on me. Because I feel like I'm making you happy and I'm happy. I call my mom and she's good. Like that's like the success. That's the level that I want to reach for me.
Yeah, I feel like my version of success, I don't know. It's, to me, it has really, what can I say? It has really evolved. So I used to think it was reaching certain goals and having like my goals and reaching them. But I think it has a lot to do with what TK was mentioning before, is just like happiness and being on the journey of always learning and being happy with where you're at in order to keep moving forward. Like I think goals are destinations now, and getting to the destination, I always felt like, because Abraham Hicks always says this, is like, oh, it's not about you getting to the destination, because when you get to the destination, think about all the things that you said you wanted and now you have, like, are you like happier? And it's like, usually you're not, because they came in such a small increment of getting there, that it was the journey that was kind of like exhilarating. Like, oh my gosh, I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this, that, and the other in order to, get to this destination, and get to the destination and you're like, okay, that was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt when I got my car, because I bought a Mercedes this time around. And I was like, I really am upset. I went through a whole anger thing because my car was paid off. I did the Dave Ramsey thing. So I had like a little, it wasn't a clunker. It got me around, but it was like a little Chevy Cruze. It was like, like whatever. And it was paid off, and it started like breaking down to the point where it was unsafe for me to drive it. And so nobody could, mechanics couldn't figure it out. And I was like, I don't want to get a new car. Like TK was there. I was like, I don't want to get a new car. Y'all don't understand. This is not in my plans. But then when I was open to it, I was like, yes, but I've been wanting like this and that. And now I'm like getting my Mercedes, and yes, like, and then like I got it, I was excited. But then after I had hit the destination, it was like, oh, cool. Okay, I need to go. I still need to go here, and I still need to go there, and I still need to go. So I feel like my version of success for myself is continuing to grow and just being happy within the journey of hitting my destinations, and then enjoying that experience of my destination. Once I hit that destination, boom, I'm here. Oh my gosh, enjoy the experience, because life is ever changing. So I feel like that's my version. um do you guys feel successful right now?
Yes. Like
Well, go on, TK.
I was like, I'm at a place now where my intentions and stuff that I've dreamt about um is matching my energy. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it's just a place where I'm like truly happy on a daily basis. And it's the same like what you're referring to, Monique, where there's times where I'm working towards things like back in the day, and I'll get there, but then I wasn't happy. Like it's like, okay, I got here. I did it. I did what I said I was gonna do. But the journey wasn't happy. I'm there. I wasn't happy. Whereas now, like every day, and people that I meet, and just just experiencing going to Costco, like just really just all these things that I do on a daily basis, and these pop-ups I'm doing, that I'm meeting a whole bunch of different people, and being able to be in a position where I can hire part-time workers. Like I'm truly happy, and I believe that happiness is putting me in a position to get the goals and the material things and all this other stuff that I've wanted. So but even when I get that, it's just kind of like now the mindset is just I'm like truly happy, and because of that I feel I'm successful.
Yes, retweet that. I think I am. I know, like for me, I'm not where I would love to be, but I'm in a place where I had to learn how to stop, take a pause, and look at where I am and look at the journey and be like, yo, you may not be over there, but you have done a lot and you have come a very long way. So yes, I am successful because I have achieved a lot. I am working in my field. I'm having a good time. I am working with amazing people. And I kind of did this thing where I was like, oh, asking God. But then I was like, you know what, God, you take the wheel. And I've done that with everything now, with dating, career, everything. And I literally had, when I pray to God, I'll manifest things, but I'll literally say, yo, God, it's on you. Whatever you feel fit, whatever man you bring into my life, whatever career, it's on you, buddy. You are driving you. Because I'm tired of like, you have a destination and I've been trying to take that wheel. And I feel like you've been trying to tell me like, girl, sit your little ass down.
Right.
And I feel like everyone does that. So I literally kind of been like, God, you got it. So that's something that, but I had to learn. It took me a while to get where I am now. So today I think I am successful, but maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I was really hard on myself because I felt like, oh, I wasn't where I needed to be. And now it's like, girl, shut up. Like I've done so much dope things and I'm still doing great things. And I think I am successful and still working towards the things that I would like.
Right. Yeah. I definitely feel successful. I definitely have more goals that I want to achieve. I will say that. But I feel successful, especially where I was before and where I'm at now. I used to be so hard on myself, like so hard on myself to the point where I did experience depression very deeply. And I've talked about that before. And it's a real thing. It's like nobody can have a conversation with you because your mind is attacking you. Like your mind is literally attacking you. Nobody can say anything to you because literally your mind is so hard to explain. But your mind is literally your worst enemy. And it's like it's out of control. It's a a massive thing. Our brains are a massive thing. And when it's in autopilot and taking over, it's hard to be like, oh my gosh, like and I suffered with perfectionism with other things that had to do with childhood stuff. So I feel like now I've grown so much that I can say my number one thing was when I was in a depression, I always asked God, I was like, God, I feel like you hate me. Like, all I really want is happiness. Like, I don't care. All I really want is happiness. And coming to a form where you can be happy on a daily basis, not just happy, but content is what the real word is. Because you happy is like an emotion. So you can't expect to be happy like all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just happy. But if you are content and not complacent, but content, and just have that gratitude in each and every situation, then I feel like you can definitely reach wherever you want to go. I feel like you're successful. Like, you are a portion of successful, as if you don't think you're all the way successful yet. But I feel like, with that being said, yes, I definitely feel successful. But there are other goals that I do want to reach. I have goals that I want to reach. I have things that I do want to do and accomplish. But is it going to make me happier? It might make me a little happier, but is it going to take away from my happiness? No. So I do feel successful in that, you know, kind of feel. Um, do y'all feel like, when it comes to like fame, money, freedom, or just what's like important to, what I guess, what would be important to you, or what do you feel like would be important in order to reach success, or your definition of success?
I think for me it's just my sanity. Staying sane, because I know, I think sometimes people think like fame, money, fortune are the things that will make you happy. And a lot of times people have those things and it's just not, you're not happy. So I think first and foremost, once you tap into like loving yourself and being sane, and then maybe those things are there to help you get to that place you need to be, it'll be something completely different. So I think for me, it's like keeping my sanity, staying true to myself, and damn, I had it at the tip of my tongue. I'm sorry, y'all. I had it. It was
I just
like,
had something on my mind too and lost all of it. I was like, oh,
God damn it. Sorry to the listeners. But yeah, just staying true to yourself, keeping your sanity, staying happy and loving myself, and trying to, stay in the best mental space as best as possible. And because happiness is just, I don't know, it's just very important. It's very important to me. And a lot of like the fame, the fortune, the things that I thought I wanted when I was like 10 are things that people had, and it just doesn't make you happy. So I think once you tap into that, and then the money comes, because that can definitely pay your bills and get you out of debt and get you out of the situations that you're in. Sure, that would be great too. But foremost, first and foremost to me is like your sanity, your happiness, staying true to yourself. And just, as for me, making sure my family is okay. That I don't have to be a millionaire, but just making sure they're good in any situation. Then I know that I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable and I'm at the place that I've always wanted to be.
yeah.
Yeah. Were you saying, Monique?
I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not much for fame. Somebody that really inspires me is that Netflix show The Black Godfather, where he helped so many individuals, and he was in, rooms, places of power, and people, the right people knew who he was, and then the other people's like would ask who he was, but he didn't have to say anything. And I really, for me, I really just want to be in that position where like if you need something or someone, or something like that, then I can make those calls. And how it all starts with me is just being very grounded and very centered, because those people will come to you. Like I've received so many opportunities, but by just literally kind of pursuing happiness within myself, and then so many other opportunities have come, and I've been able to help so many other people because of that. And to that, like, that makes me truly happy, and be able to help my family, even being here and them over there, and supplying certain things that they need. It's just kind of like that, to me, just makes me happy, like being centered within myself, and then also helping people around me.
Right. Um, I feel like in society that is a definition of success is like fame and money and stuff like that. But I don't feel like that's what makes you happy. So I do feel like those are different kind of like, even though we have talked about it, I do feel like in societal norms we look at it differently. Like, oh, if you have fame and money, then you're successful. Um, but maybe that's just only in our circle because you could be a awesome painter or you could be the best, you could be moving up as the garbage man in the company and you're successful, you know. So I don't think, I want to say, to me, I don't think fame and money are what make you successful, or the definition of societal norm success. I think we see it on a bigger level with fame and money. But I think it that's when it goes into the emotion of happiness. Like, I think if you're doing something that makes you happy, you're going to push to do greater in it. So when you do that, then you become more and more successful in whatever you're doing. And I think that when you do that, you also will reach success no matter what, because when you're doing something that you love and you are achieving certain thresholds, then everything else follows. When you're pinpointing, you're like, listen, I want to be the best um, garbage man out there. I want to be the best teacher out there. Like, I feel like things follow with that, when it comes to money and stuff like that, because then you're like, oh, okay, I pinpointed what I want to do. I'm being successful in it. You're not even really thinking about success. Really, you're thinking about, I just want to be better and I just want to give more and I just want to be able to, you know, and do the best that I can in this category because I'm really passionate about it and I'm really feeling it and I love what I do. And then that other things follow. Then you get a book deal. Then you get, then you get opportunities, brand partnerships. Then you get all types of stuff. So I feel like it doesn't necessarily, it's not most important. The most important when it comes to success is passion. Do you love what you're doing? Do you know your why of why you're doing something? Because that's what's going to hold it together. Because you're not going to love it every day. You just not. Okay. Like, period. You're not going to love it every day. You're going to be like, you know what? This shit I'm done with today. And, but if you know your why, you'll continue to push and continue to move forward and continue to like pump out that successful, you know, whatever it is in your area. That's how I feel about it. But you can get some successful orgasms by Lawand, which
I knew that's where you were going.
which is our woman-founded premium brand of personal vibrating massagers that bring unparalleled quality to a notoriously sketchy industry. Lawand originated as one hell of a classic wand with award-winning design to match, and has now become a full line of best-in-class, heart-pounding, hair-raising toys. So you can reach your success over and over and over again in orgasms with Lawand. So make sure you visit www.lawandmassager.com because, honey, let me tell you, I saw an article that was talking about how most women don't reach their success in orgasms unless it's with a Bob or another female. So boys,
that's very unfortunate.
Boys, you're not doing a good job out there.
That is actually
except my gentlemen callers. Holler to them.
Well, you know what I think it is? Not weirdly, because women know what women want. When you practice on other women, you do it to how you want someone to do it to you. And I think that's why women are more successful. And then when you have your Bob, it's you doing it so you know what you want. So that's why they tell people to spend a lot of time with themselves so you can teach your partner.
Successfully orgasm.
You can successfully tell your partner, actually to the left, up, down, right. That's why it's encouraged to spend a lot of time with your mom.
Right, encouraged. So make sure y'all head over to luanmassager.com so that you can be successful in learning how to give yourself and your gentleman callers to let them know how to give you an actual orgasm.
Okay.
Now back to the episode. I didn't know how to transfer that. As a Black woman, do you feel pressure to be successful?
I think Black women, we are pressured to do like everything. I feel like as Black women, that's just the thing that society looks at us, our own community looks at us. I feel like we got a lot of pressure on us, whether it's success. And especially like now, you see the statistics now where it says that Black women are the most successful people. I mean, women are paid lesser than men, but Black women are like some of the highest paid people. We're the most successful. We're the people going to college. So I do think as Black women, since we were born, we do have a lot of pressure. Doesn't matter what we do. We can't walk a certain way. We can't talk a certain way because then we're doing this. We can't wear that because then we're doing that. We have to do this because we have to be the most successful. We have to be the first people in our family to graduate college. And I feel like it's put solely, mostly on Black women since we're born.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to pressures of success, I feel like we have put it on ourselves for such a long time now because it's like, oh, we have to be 10 times greater in order to get here, in order to get what we want. So I do believe that it has been a pressure, but now I feel like it's like, oh, once. Like you're like, oh, I see you. Okay, I want to join. I want to join. So I don't feel like I do feel like their pressure is still there, but it's not as much as really wanting to like be like, you know what? I experienced this, and which is definitely why I got certified. Like I feel like, it's time for me to really solidify my career. I did styling for a really long time. I was pretty successful at that. Um I wasn't like famous at it, but I've styled celebrities and I had a lot of clients that in the background um, that I worked with on a regular basis. So I felt like success, but I felt like I did because it is the fashion industry. I felt like I had to be 10 times better than everybody else. And I got burnt out. I just found something else that I loved more, which I felt like, okay, then I love media, or went to school for journalism, and that's what I really want to do. But growing and learning, now I got certified as a life coach and actually an NLP practitioner. And I also am a certified relationship coach now, but I don't feel like, okay, I want to like coach people, but I do want to coach people to get where I got, like where I came from. Here's my story. Here's the story that I have. And there's so many other Black women that I see that are like really struggling in just their minds. They might be successful, but in their minds, they're struggling, they're fighting because we when we have so many pressures to be successful, we jump over the mental health part of it. We're like, oh, sit that back down. I got to do this. Oh, sit that back down. I got to do this. I can't feel depressed today. I got to get up and do this because I got to do it for me and my family, because we have different constructs. Most of the time, we're taking care of our families, or we have to take care of ourselves. We don't really have where our families are taking care of us. So I do feel like there is pressure there. And then we kind of leap over the um, the mental health issues that we kind of have going through those things of being pressured. But now I do feel like it's more of a want to impact our community, and more like we see Taraji P. Henson, like with her foundation and black mental health and things like that. So I don't feel like it's so much as a pressure anymore. I just feel like it's like, listen, our community needs these things, and we need to start putting it out there as we need these things and helping as we can. Because I feel like when you help, you do feel better. You're like, oh, I just help somebody. Like you're like, oh, should I just help somebody? That felt good. Okay, I served my community. Okay, I feel good. So yeah. Did you, TK, did you answer it?
I don't even know.
As a Black woman, do you feel pressure to be successful?
Um, it's a combination of it. Like at one point, it was as an immigrant, as a first child, as a Black woman. You know, I always felt the pressure because I was the first to do everything in my family. And even when I got my track scholarship, I remember almost breaking down in tears because now I have this full ride track scholarship, and now I felt pressure that I had to, you know, be on the dean's list, and I had to succeed in track, but I had an injury. How am I going to do that? So I always felt that pressure, but I was also very atypical. So it's like I put a lot. My parents didn't say, "All right, well, you're the firstborn, and you have to do all this stuff." Like I've always kind of been that atypical person. I've always put that much pressure on myself. Now it's just more of, you know, being able to balance that. Like I'm always going to strive towards things. I'm always going to, you know, have these goals, but just balance everything. um and still be able to help my family. And actually, once I got into that point, I felt the stuff that I needed and that I wanted, and in order to help people and charities and stuff like that, that stuff started coming. So it's like I almost kind of, there's like that special, I don't know, I'm not a mechanic, but there's like that special where you find that sweet spot where everything works. And if something's too tight, then the car is not going to work. So I found that sweet spot where I still, you know, putting that pressure, but it's not to the point where it's exhausting or, you know, I'm losing myself in the process.
Yeah. Do y'all feel like this was, and I saved this question because I saw this conversation going on between guys who were talking about reaching success on it on Instagram. It was like something that they were talking about, and it was like LeBron and some other people. Do you feel like you owe certain people, especially when it comes to money, like family or friends, when you reach success? Do you feel like you owe people something when you reach success or your form of success?
I don't feel like I owe, but for people who've assisted me, and I'm doing that now, for people who've assisted me when like I didn't have much and they chose to do that, um, I give them a bump. And then for people who have more money than me, and this has worked with me like just network wise. People have more money than me and they kind of, you know, showed me love. Like I'm gonna figure out a way how to big them up. And I feel whether it's like buying their book or whether it's buying 10 of them their books and giving it to other people. Like I definitely, because you're not an island, you can't do this alone. And yeah, I'm definitely there are people who, you know, I had a brand ambassador, she did really well at a pop-up, she worked this amount of hours, I gave her more. Like it's just I feel like you, in order to, it's a circle. If you get all this success and you get all this money and then you're going to hoard it to yourself and not thank the people that helped you. My UPS driver, shout out to him. Like he makes sure, like it's just certain things that happen that I'm always thankful, and then more things come my way. Like I feel it's very cyclical. So if you don't, then I mean, okay, whatever works for you.
Yeah, same. I don't think I owe anybody anything, but I'm all about paying it forward and kind of like paying it back. So I'm just all about like the people who have been in my corner, people who have helped me. And I talk about this a lot. Like I'm where I am. Yes, I'm talented, but I'm where I am because of my peers. I'm where I am because people had said my name in certain rooms, or someone reached out to me and was like, "Hey, Nikki, I can't do this interview. Do you want to step in for me?" Like I'm where I am because of like people reaching out and reaching their hand out. So I'm at this place where I'm like, once I reach that certain level, if I can pay it forward or pay it back somehow. And same thing with family, like, you know, the family that's taking care of me. And I think for me, it's only right to, if I got it, I just want to make sure you're good and, you know, and give it back and give back to those, even if you didn't give to me, but give back to certain communities, give back to charities. Like, I just want to be in this place where like I'm blessed with it. I can't take it all with me and I want to give it back, because I feel like once you start putting that out in the energy, out in the universe, it starts to come back to you. So that I think it's important to give back and to pay it forward, because then God and the universe will bless you with more blessings.
Yeah, I don't feel like I owe, like, because really I think like this is a big question. They kind of talked about family and money. I don't feel, because that's like a big thing when it comes to like family and stuff, or when it comes to anybody. I don't feel like I owe you anything. Now, I will share the wealth. I will say that. So I'll share the wealth. So what I mean by that is I'm not big on giving money out. I'm not a money giver at all. Um, but I spent time and I spent a lot of work and research in order to gain the knowledge that I can. So I will give you what I can knowledge wise, and then let you take the reins and do whatever you feel you can do to make it go further. Or if you just don't do anything at all, that's on you. But I don't feel like, when it comes to money and family, I don't feel like I owe them anything. Now, will I take care of my mama? Yeah. Like that's just something that's not, to me, that's not even a given, but for me that's a given. Like I would definitely take care of my mom. I would definitely be like, Mom, I got you. Like, you don't ever have to worry about anything again. Um, her and my stepdad, like my who was like my dad, I would definitely like hold them down and give them whatever they needed, whatever they wanted, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like um giving out like money or anything, like I'm just not a money giver. So I'm not, I might donate to charity for certain causes that I believe in. Or if I decide to do an investment, that's not really giving money, that's like, an investment. So we know how investments and stuff kind of work. But I don't feel like I owe anybody anything. I don't feel like I owe family anything. I don't feel like I owe them money. I don't feel like I owe them, like, I don't feel like you owe anybody anything. Now, if you want to share the wealth, then that is different. But um, I like to give more advice and share the wealth and knowledge that I've learned. So I would do that in place of if somebody was asking me for like money or something. But I have even family members now who feel like, oh, I see you doing certain things and will ask for money. And I'm like, no, like,
I already have a lottery plan in place. I already have this thing in my mind. I'm like, when I win the lottery, I have it in place. Like, who gets what? I have like letters already written out in my mind. This is I'm crazy. I
oh,
already have.
letters.
I've been practicing this since I was a kid. I'm like, when I win the lottery, who gets what? Who gets this envelope? I'm sitting my family and friends down who I want to bless. I want to bless my friends, but definitely my family. And you're getting the envelope and you're getting the letter that's going to say, this is what I'm giving you. Like, there's rules. And so I already have that in place. But like you said, nobody owes anybody anything. And there are some people who do look at their family members like, oh, you big time now. I don't owe you shit. Now, if I have the heart and I want to give you and share the wealth, sure, but I don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
Right. I think with my friends, because they're chosen family, and I look at my real true circle, I look at them as my family.
Yeah.
There will be things that you step up and you share the wealth with. Like you said, like you'd be like, girl, let's go to this trip on me. Let's go. Just
I can't wait
get your bag together. Just get your bag together and let's go. So things like that, you're capable of doing and you're going to do, I would do with my people, like my true circle. That people who held me down when I was calling, like, I'm in a panic. What am I going to do with my life? Like that type situation, then yes, because I want to enjoy this with you, of course. You're like my family. So but when it comes to everything else, it's just kind of like, oh, I'll share knowledge. But if you feel like I've reached a certain monetary like point, and you can look up my monetary like up on, which I be doing, but I feel like that's so invasive to be able to see how much people are net worth and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's so invasive, because I think about it now, like when I hit this mark, And people can be able to see how much I've made. Like, them phone calls until you get your assistant or you get that person who can be like, I'm blocked. Like, no, she does not pick up her phone anymore. Is going to be calling you.
Right.
Even Oprah talks about that. She was just kind of like, at first I was bombarded like by family members who knew my number, and I had to change my number, and I didn't know, you get bombarded when people can look up your monetary value.
Yeah. So you have different phone numbers.
Well, yeah, you can change your number, but when you're running a business, that's gonna be hard to do because you people.
You got three different.
No, she said get different phone numbers.
Get different numbers. Like if you call a certain phone number,
No.
then I know you my people. If you call a certain phone number, I'm like, nah, I don't know you. So yeah, I ain't answering that. But then also too, you have certain friends who, like, I have a certain friend that never to ask her for money. She might gift you with some money, but like she's not the person that you ask for money and stuff. Like she's always been that person. So you have to respect that. But then you have people come out the woodworks trying to ask you for money. Like, one, it's not very tactful to ask for money. Like if I feel like I see you struggling, like I'll see it upon myself to give it to you. But if you come out the woodworks to ask me for money and I've never met you before, then yeah, that's a situation. But everybody, all my nieces are taken care. Like I have stuff in position for them. I might have to change the fact that they have to go to university because I'm not really big on university, so I have to finagle that. But pretty much all the younger kids in my family, like they're already taken care of. So I shouldn't have said that. They might try to kill me, but
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but they're already like, I have stuff in that's the family I'll take care of, the ones who don't know any better just yet. But all the older ones, they'll be at you. We was all hustling at the same time, homie. Like, figure it out.
Listen, I told you I got my plan ready. I got the letter written for everyone. I win that lottery. There's a letter in that envelope, and you have to read it and sign it because everybody you ain't gonna keep coming back. This is a one-time shop, and it's not. And this is because I love you because you're my family. So that's why my mom. Hell no, there's no question. She get whatever she wants. But for my family, I'm definitely going to take care of them when I get to that level. But like it's your boundary. It's the boundaries that you set. So it's what you.
Yeah, it definitely is boundaries because I don't. Like me, I'm that person. Don't ask me for no money. Like, I'm not the one. Period. I don't care who you are. Like I said, the only person I would probably like really have down to take care of is my mom and my stepdad, if anything. But other than that, like, you got to check with me first. Like, were we on good terms? I don't know. I don't remember that. So, but when it comes to, I don't, once you get there, you can hire people. So, even like Oprah was saying, like, you have to change your number, but also you start getting people that you hire, and then the phone calls
gatekeepers.
Yeah, they're the gatekeepers. They get sifted through them. Like, now I got to go through 7 people in order just to ask for this.
Yes, you
like,
do.
Is that you rethink it? Like, is that even something that I want to do? Like, I'm asking for money, so I'm probably being a little lazy when I'm capable. And so I just, but I just feel like it's one of those things where a lot of people see success as like just fame and money. Like, oh, okay, they got money, they're successful, let's call on them. And you're like, well, where the fuck was you when I was like homeless or I couldn't eat, or I had peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I had to go. I know these stories. People be like, I had to go to the Taco Bell or McDonald's dollar menu every day in order just to eat because I couldn't even buy groceries. Like $3 a day. What, like, people have those stories, and for you to be asking for something and you're like, yo, you don't even know what I've been through in order to hit this success. Like, what are you thinking? But I think it's fun to be able to have that and have it with your friends and be able to travel and go places and just hop on the plane or the jet and be like, yo, so and so, fuel up the jet so that we can go and do stuff and have fun and enjoy ourselves, and we ain't gotta think about money when we go on trips and stuff like that. Like, that was one thing that my friend asked me. He was like, well, what's the what's the one thing that you are like not looking forward to going to Greece? Because I'm going to Greece in August. And I was like, probably money. Like, because I have stuff set aside just for my trips, but still, you're like, yo, I want to be able to spend more. I don't even want to think about spending. I just want to go and be like, I want to do whatever I feel like doing in the moment, stay wherever I want to stay, when I want to stay there, how I want to do it. I don't want to ask no questions. I don't want to write no emails in order to get no partnerships. Like, I just want to go. And so that's, one of the things too. I should have told him flight, because that flight is about to be long. I'm like 16 hours. Ah! But yeah. And then the last question is, do you believe that happiness comes with success, or is it vice versa? Why or why not?
I think it depends. I mean, I think if you reach the level of success that you wanted to reach, then I think yeah, you'll definitely be happy with the goal that you hit. Like, because again, there's a lot of people who are in this bag where they think they're successful because of fame and money, and they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's if you're at the place and you're like, this is what my success looks like, and I'm in an amazing spot, then yes, I think happiness can come with that. But it's
Yeah.
would you make it? It's not the money, the fame, the fucking notoriety. It's like, damn, I'm actually in a really good spot. Like I'm like TK was saying about this earlier, like I know for me today, I'm really happy as well myself.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get there, but I became more happy because I was like, God, you got it. And I had to say to myself, yo, you are successful. You've done some really great things. So I'm at a really good spot.
And I want everybody to answer this question, but I have another question before we get off. I want to know, and this will be the last question. When it comes to dating somebody, do you feel like you want somebody more successful than you, or are you open to somebody like in the climb if you're in a certain spot already?
It depends on the mindset. Like if you like the people who are there yet, they're already there, and they can now like give me information to help business wise and stuff like that. That's always great. And then the people who are not there but they're building, that's great. It's the people who are like they're just there. Like I can't really relate to you. Like you don't understand why I might, one day work 18 hours and then one day like say I'm going to go to the beach. Like you don't understand that concept, and I want to build an empire. So if you're not about that empire like mindset, then it's not going to work out.
I agree. I don't mind dating someone who I'm just all about to me it's nothing to do with status. I just want to be with someone who if you have a if I know that you have a good head on your shoulders and you're striving towards something and you're motivated and you're ambitious, that to me is a turn. If you're not at the place where I deem is successful for me and I see that you're eating and you're hustling, you're hungry, that to me is like, yo, that's dope as fuck. But like TK said, like if you're just there, just existing and you don't care and you kind of think that like I'm just gonna coast, it's like, what's your motivation? So for me, you don't have to be the grand dada. You don't have to be up there for me. If I make it, great. If we make it, if we're both here, that's amazing. But if I see that you're working toward, because I'm working towards my shit. I'm not where I would like to be right now. So, and I would hate for a guy. I meet a really good guy, and he's like, she ain't where and then he disses me. I would hate to be in that position. So for a guy, for me, as long as you're motivated, great head on your shoulders, and you're hungry and you're striving, and I see that you're putting the work towards it, I think that's dope too. So I would not date somebody because of that.
Right. Yeah. I I do agree with what you guys said. For me, I tend to usually attract very successful people. Um, Even like when I go out, which is weird because the guy who I was just talking about, was it BDE episode that I just met? He actually is a like former NFL player. So it's like you kind of like, I feel like I always usually attract probably more successful men than me. Um And I when I had my consult with Spicy, like we just talked about it. And she agreed. I want somebody affluent. Like I want, it doesn't matter about status or money or anything, but to me, if you are, which is technically affluent, but if you are affluent, I feel like we can skip some things that you normally have to communicate and have conversations about if y'all are both kind of like trucking up the tree. Also, I do like guys who tend to usually when men are fluent, usually the ones that I do meet, I will say this, they tend to kind of put me on, or not necessarily put me on in a way like, oh, let's fit, but they tend to really give me a lot of knowledge, which is something that I really love because I love learning and I love growing. And it's kind of like when we talked about in the Father's Day episode, like somebody who is a father, you can kind of see how they father their children. So you're like, oh, he's probably going to be a really good father. Or I'm a little iffy because he already doesn't, he's already not in his kid's life. There's always some excuse. Then you're kind of like, I don't know if I have a future with this person or if they're a good father. Think it's kind of like that. Like if he already has a successful business or he always has a successful lifestyle, then I'm kind of like, I know how he handles his stuff. I know how he handles his business, and I'm attracted to that. So I don't want to necessarily say that no, I don't want to date somebody who is, but you do, yes, you do have to be motivated, but usually personally, I'm more into men who are more successful than I am, but I'm a pretty successful person. Like no matter if I'm creating it or if I've been in certain rooms, or I I tend to I feel like I'm pretty successful in certain forms. I'm not where I want to be yet as far as certain goals, but those are goals. Like I know I'm going to reach those. So I feel like I do want somebody probably more, or I do want somebody affluent. Like I can't lie about that. That's just a personal gain. I don't knock anybody who wants something different because you have to go by what makes you feel comfortable. And I'm not going to knock a guy who may be a beautiful person, but if we don't have in common like certain things, then of course I'm gonna be like, hey, maybe I think you're great for a friend. Uh, but I tend to attract affluent guys, so I feel like it's something that I want and something that I look forward to having in my life. So that's just me. Oh, that it sounds like shallow because I'm really not shallow. Like I just know what I want. I'll say that. And I don't feel like I want to knock any man either. Because I feel like our kings are beautiful men, and not all of them are immature or, you know, sometimes what Kiki says, trash. But she's overcome that word. She's overcome that word. So I do feel like there is something certain that I look for when it comes to when I date somebody. So yeah. Um, all right, Queen. This was all about reaching success. And I hope that everybody took something away from it, or let us know how you feel. How do you define success? How do you look at success? Do you want to date somebody that's already successful? Why not? So let us know. Hit us up. You can hit us up on social media or any of those. We'll let you know that here in a second. Queens, let them know where they can find you.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad.
And you can find me everywhere at It's Monique Loveless. And also make sure you visit my website, MoniqueLoveless.com, and visit Black Queens Uncut website at BlackQueensUncut.com. Make sure you listen to our episodes dropping every Wednesday. And we're on all social media platforms at Queens Uncut. And we're on all major platforms to listen to Apple. What is it? I was about to say iPod, but Apple. Where my mind at? Apple, Google, Anchor, Spotify, all the above. You can listen to us there. And make sure you check out our YouTube page at Black Queens Uncut. We also have our past episodes, so make sure you catch up and turn on your notifications so that you can catch us every Wednesday talking about these good topics, dropping some gems, sharing our lives. Um, and thank you so much for tuning in, Queendom family. We love you and bye.
Bye.
Ciao.